There you go. Just
Shut up, Wade.
yeah.
Okay, so suppose that I had 100 people, and we have some numbers. So 50 of them jog, 30 of them swim, 35 cycle. 7 swim and cycle, 14 jog and swim, 9 jog and cycle, and then 3 do all 3 activities, right? And then I'm interested in some questions, but for right now I'm just going to make a Venn diagram. So the step that you all did perfectly was you went like this, right?
Yeah.
You made a world. That has 100 people in it, right? Okay, and then you made 3 blobs. Yes?
Yep.
So blob, blob, blob. Do you all get the blobs all overlapping?
Mm-hmm.
Just in case.
Okay.
You don't need it.
What's the thing you know right now? There's 3 right here in the middle that do all 3 things. So I'm going to call this one the jog blob, that one the swim blob, and this one the cycle blob. Everybody good with that? Now the key here is that these 7 people who swim and cycle, right? So there's 7 people, right? They swim and cycle. 3 of those people also jog, right? So these 3 are those 3. You guys see that? So they're already counted in there. So where do the other 4 people belong? They belong in the overlap between swimming and cycling, right? But outside of the triple overlap. You guys see that? Because they don't jog. So there should be 4 people here. You guys with me on that? How many people belong in this overlap between jog and swim that's not the 3-way overlap? Yeah, so the total overlap between jog and swim, right? This whole overlap in here should have 11 people, or should have 14 people in it, right? That's this overlap there. But 3 of those are already counted. Those are these 3. So the other bit has 11 people in it. How about this one? That's the people who jog and cycle but don't do all 3. So there's, how many in there?
6.
6. Okay. Now, anybody want to tell me how to get one of the next ones?
Jog is 50 total, so you subtract the bonus point.
Okay, so let's look at the jog stuff, right? So jogging is this blob. That's supposed to have a total of 50 in it. How many have I accounted for so far?
20.
20. Where do those 20 come from?
Combinations.
Yeah, those are the people who jog and then also do something else, right? So this number should be 50 minus the people who do other stuff too. Anybody want to tell me what this bit of the swim blob is?
12.
12. And this bit of the cycle blob is?
22.
22. You guys all good with this? So, yeah, one of the questions asks, let's see, let's just answer questions. How many jog but don't swim or cycle?
30.
Yeah, so that's the in the jogging blob, but outside of the other 2. So that's this bit. That's my 30. How many do only one activity?
That'd be like the 22, 30, and 12 added up.
64.
Yeah, that'd be 30, 22, and 12 is 64. How many do exactly 2 activities?
21.
Yeah.
21, I think.
Yeah.
6 and 4 and 11?
Yeah.
right? Those are the ones that are in an overlap, but not in the triple overlap. What did I say? 21? And how many people do no activities?
12.
How do you figure that one out?
You subtract all those numbers from 100.
Yeah, so add all this stuff up. Then you got 88. So there's 12 on the outside. So 12 people do nothing.
But you add all the numbers.
Yeah, I want to know what's in all of this. And none of it's overlapping right now. You guys see that? All of these are broken into pieces. Right, so this 30 represents just that piece. This 11 represents just that piece. This 3 is just that three-way overlap, right? So if I want to cover all of it, I've got to add up all the numbers. And that's the people who jog are all of these. The people who swim are all of these, and the people who cycle are all of these. But I don't want to add up these three numbers. Why not?
Because you have overlap.
Yeah, you have overlap.
People who do jog and swim and cycle, so you'll be counting them more than once.
Yeah, specifically these pedals, right? The double overlaps that aren't the triple, they get counted twice. And the triple overlap gets counted
3 times.
3 times.
Yeah, those sets are disjoint.
That's cool. But as they stand, right, the little numbers that I've got, those sets are all disjoint. You guys see that? So I'm just adding up all of these little disjoint sets. And these disjoint sets are a little funny, right? Because this one's the people who jog but don't do any of the other activities. This one is the people who jog and swim but don't cycle. Right, so each one has its specific, like, very pegged. Any questions about this? Concerns?
So 12 would just be like bystanders or something?
Yeah, 12 is the people who don't jog, swim, or cycle.
Family? Brothers?
Yeah, or, yeah, people who stay at home. I don't know how they got these 100 people, right?
Yeah.
Or the people who do a different activity.
Yeah, I mean, for all I know, those are the judges and the refs, right? Like, if I survey 100 people at a triathlon, my guess is that most of them are going to be in here, right? Because they're at a triathlon, so they're going to have to do all 3. Right? And then there's going to be the people who don't do anything because they're support.
If you just surveyed 100 people that were in the actual triathlon, you shouldn't have any none, right?
Yeah, exactly. If I survey 100 people who are actually in a triathlon, I would hope that I have this picture.
Or they're just really confused.
Here's 100 people, right?
Yeah.
That's the jog blob. It's also the swim blog, and it's also the cycle blob, right? Because they're in a triathlon. They got to do all
What
3.
about like a relay triathlon?
Yeah, sure. So in a relay triathlon, then they could be in bits and bobs. And we might come up with something like this, but I would really hope that I don't accidentally get these guys. Those should be the people who aren't wearing a racing bib, right?
Yeah.
Survey the water.
You guys all good with it?
Yeah.